Since I've completed Chaldea, Xeris and Char, there's another cutscene. Somehow Mengsk knew that Kerrigan was by Chaldea and launched thousands of two-way communicators at the Leviathan. Mengsk then contacts Kerrigan and tells her that Raynor is still alive, which Kerrigan believes despite Mengsk providing no evidence to back up this claim. Also, Mengsk's strategy is flawed because if Kerrigan no longer cares about Raynor, this threat won't have any effect. Kerrigan doesn't seem to regret getting infested in order to get revenge on Mengsk for killing Raynor, even though her infestation may result in Raynor trying to kill her. I now have a choice of going to Dominion space to look for Raynor, or going to Skygear to fight hybrids. I decide to go to Dominion space in search of new allies before my fight against the hybrids. Kerrigan then contacts Horner on the Hyperion, who seems unaware that Kerrigan is now a Zerg. While this makes sense if Kerrigan attacked Char while human, it makes no sense if Kerrigan attacked Char while she was a Zerg. Kerrigan then explains that Mengsk has Raynor, but Mengsk is doing something to prevent her sensing Raynor. What's not explained is how Mengsk is preventing one of the most powerful psychics in the universe from finding Raynor, especially since Kerrigan is able to communicate with broodmothers over vast distances. Horner then agrees to hack into the Dominion security network to see if Raynor is alive, something he should have done when Raynor was first declared dead to determine if the Dominion's claim was true. For no reason, Colonel Orlan is the only person who can hack the Dominion security network, even though having anyone else who could do this would be very useful in Raynor's Raiders' fight against the Dominion. But since Mirahan is the person holding Orlan, we have to go see her. Dominion Mission 1. Friends Like These. This mission starts with Horner telling Mira that they need Orlan. When given the opportunity to trade Orlan for resources, or assistance with a mercenary contract, Mira decides to refuse to help Raynor's Raiders because Raynor didn't give her permission, even though Raynor has been declared dead by the Dominion. As a result of this, Valerian decides to destroy Mira's operations in the asteroid field to force her to agree to their demands. Mira responds to this by sending ships to blow up the Hyperion, even though her lover Horner is on the Hyperion. While flying around the asteroid field, you come across minerals that Swan can use to upgrade the Hyperion, something he should have done in Wings of Liberty. Despite Mira knowing that you're destroying her ships and starports, at no point does she decide to negotiate to prevent further destruction of her armies, or to prevent Horner being killed by these armies, even though continued fighting offers her no benefits even if she wins. After destroying the space station, Mira decides to give you Orlan, even though there's nothing else you can destroy in this region, so technically you're no longer able to threaten her. Ultimately, this entire mission was pointless since it had no reason to occur, and updating the Hyperion had no effect on future missions. Back on the Leviathan, Kerrigan orders a broodmother to infest the planet because they're making Dominion ships there, even though Mengsk may respond to this Zerg attack by killing Raynor. Dominion Mission 2. Conviction. This mission starts with Kerrigan being told that Raynor is in a mobile prison ship, Moros, that jumps to a random set of coordinates every hour, even though it would make more sense to hold Raynor on Core Hull so that he could be easily killed if Kerrigan attacked Core Hull. Kerrigan then decides to rescue Raynor herself, even though Mengsk may have ordered the Moros guards to kill Raynor if they are attacked by Zerg, and Kerrigan can't provide any reason why her Zerg army would be better than ghosts. Kerrigan then attacks a small unit of Dominion soldiers by herself, even though the Leviathan has a Zerg army that Kerrigan should be using to instantly overwhelm any Dominion forces on the Moros from multiple directions. For unknown reasons, inside of a prison ship there are anti-aircraft turrets. Since Kerrigan doesn't have any flying or invisible units, they serve no purpose. Kerrigan then tries to break through the primary bulkhead using an attack she never uses against any other unit, and for unknown reasons doesn't stop using this attack to defend herself from attacks. It's also not explained why she doesn't use the Leviathan to punch a hole in the ship, pick her up, then punch a hole on the other side of the bulkhead. In order to defeat several security guards, Kerrigan plants virophages, which spawn endless waves of infested Terrans, an ability that Kerrigan never explains how she developed or why she doesn't use it in any other mission. The Dominion soldiers then decide to jettison the prison deck, which Kerrigan wants to prevent, even though this won't cause her any problems since she can simply have the Leviathan grab the prison deck to prevent it floating away, then use the Leviathan's tentacles to access the various sections of this deck. Mengsk then tells Kerrigan that she's going to lead to the deaths of everyone on the Moros, and destroys the Moros' bridge, which for some reason is entirely staffed by scientists. This is odd since this makes it harder for the Moros to coordinate their soldiers against Kerrigan, and it would make more sense to blow up the area Raynor was in. Kerrigan then tries to get to Raynor while the Dominion soldiers try to flee, and the prisoners attack the Dominion soldiers. This clearly shows how Mengsk's plan to blow up the bridge only hampered his ability to kill Kerrigan. It also shows why it was stupid to house other prisoners on this ship. Kerrigan finally gets to maximum security, where Raynor is guarded by a large number of Dominion soldiers who for unknown reasons haven't tried to kill him, or escape from a ship that's collapsing. Kerrigan then kills these soldiers rather than have the Leviathan break into Raynor's cell and free him. Kerrigan then stabilizes this part of the ship and goes to see Raynor. Raynor is unhappy that Kerrigan became a Zerg, probably because in the previous game a magical artifact he assembled made her human. He also mentions Phoenix and the millions Kerrigan killed, even though in Wings of Liberty he said Kerrigan killed billions of people. Kerrigan then gives Raynor his gun, which according to Blizzard she got from the lockers, and tells him to shoot her if he wants to kill her. This makes little sense as Kerrigan would be able to survive being shot by this gun. Raynor then shoots the wall because if he killed Kerrigan the game would end. Kerrigan then says she loves Raynor while Raynor leaves. Back on the Leviathan, Kerrigan is sad because her relationship with Raynor has failed. However, since this relationship happened almost entirely off screen, the player has little reason to care about it. Kerrigan then contacts Valerian, who says he's going to stand with his people and support the woman who killed billions of his people and attacked numerous Dominion planets because his father needs to be removed from power. He also fails to explain what exactly Mengsk has done that would make him beyond redemption. If it's because Mengsk attacked Emoja, this was partially Valerian's fault for trying to protect the woman who killed billions of Dominion citizens and the rebels who are trying to overthrow Mengsk. As a result, this scene comes off as contrived, with everyone supporting Kerrigan because the plot needs them to support her. Conclusion. The first mission has no point and was most likely included because Blizzard wanted a non-Zerg mission, but didn't want to have all the Terran units be playable for one mission. As a result, we had a mission that was based on a conflict that had no reason to occur and had no effect on anything. The second mission made little sense as Mengsk had no reason to keep Raynor anywhere other than Core Hull. Though it's possible that the Moros was meant to be a trap, this scenario has four main problems. If it was a trap, why did Mengsk prevent Kerrigan sensing Raynor and make it so the only way to find Raynor was to hack into the Dominion security system, both of which made it impossible for Kerrigan to find the Moros? Why didn't Mengsk have Raynor killed the second Kerrigan invaded, then have the whole ship explode? Mengsk's plan of destroying the Moros' command structure and hoping that his troops would stay on a slowly collapsing ship to defend Raynor from Kerrigan made no sense. How would Mengsk ensure that Kerrigan would personally go on board this ship? Kerrigan could have used the Leviathan to bypass all these soldiers and rescue Raynor, or the Zerg swarm that attacked the Moros could have been one that was led by a broodmother rather than Kerrigan. If Horner had used Ghost, then this could have resulted in Raynor being freed or killed, either of which would have resulted in Mengsk losing his only way to prevent Kerrigan attacking him without giving him an opportunity to kill her. This was likely to happen given that it was Raynor's raiders that were able to find where Raynor was being held. Kerrigan's plan of having a small number of Zerg support her as she walked around the Moros also made little sense as the Dominion soldiers could have killed Raynor while she was looking for him or overwhelmed her. As I mentioned, since the Raynor-Kerrigan romance mostly happened off-screen, and was only shown in one mission and a cutscene, it's impossible for the player to become invested in. It's also hard for the player to support Raynor and Kerrigan since their characters aren't that likeable. Though in Wings of Liberty Raynor was depicted as trying to help colonists, he was also willing to attack the Protoss because they had an artifact he wanted, or attack the Dominion because he didn't like Mengsk for an unspecified reason. By contrast, in Heart of the Sworn, Kerrigan has been depicted as a vengeful psycho who killed everyone in her way in order to gain greater power, which made her completely unlikable. So, with a romance that mostly happened off-screen, between two characters the player has few reasons to like, the player will not be invested in this romance. Thus, when it fails, the player won't care. Valerian supporting Kerrigan was also contrived. Valerian has no reason to help Kerrigan, Raynor or Horner, and I suspect that he is only with them because Blizzard needed someone to rule the Dominion once they overthrew Mengsk. As a result, Valerian has to support Kerrigan and Raynor because the plot requires it, not because it makes sense for him to do this. In conclusion, these missions made little sense and were mostly pointless. The only things of note were that they ended a romance that most people assumed had ended when Raynor was killed at the end of Emoja Mission 3, and confirmed that Valerian was going to oppose his father for no real reason. Also, despite Kerrigan having the support of Raynor's raiders, they won't help her attack Skygar.